create the bottle, I'm starting with this cube. Move it up a little and scale it slightly on the side. Now by pressing Ctrl R, add some loop cuts. And I will change the number of cuts to 9. Add 3 more cuts on the side. From the top view, I want to add an opening for the cap. I will select these faces, right-click and use Loop Tools. If Loop Tools isn't in your menu, go to Edit Preferences, search for Loop Tools and enable it. Now I will press I to inset, then E to extrude, and delete these faces. Then I will add supporting loop cuts to hold the shape. Now to add some thickness to the bottle, with the X-ray mode on, I will extrude along normals to get a bit of thickness. In the object data properties, I will assign this selection to a vertex group. I'm doing this because in a few steps I'm going to separate this inner shell into its own object, and having it saved as a vertex group means I can jump back to this exact selection instantly instead of manually reselecting all these faces again. Now press P to separate it. This is going to be the inner part of the bottle. And to get thickness at the bottom, I will delete these faces, select these edges, and press Ctrl F, Grid Fill. I will add some thickness on the sides too. With the side face selected, I will scale them slightly on the y-axis, and do the same with the top, but I'm keeping it thinner than the sides and the bottom, because real bottles are usually made this way. The base and the wall are thicker, while the top is thinner around the opening. Now add a bit of roundness at the bottom of the bottle. You can turn on proportional editing and use the scroll wheel to grow or shrink the fall of radius instead of moving individual points. And now the inside of the bottle is done, so I will duplicate it to use it as the liquid. Rename it to liquid and scale it down slightly. I will remove the top faces since the liquid level in a perfume bottle usually sits around here. I will fill the top faces, then grab the middle faces and move them slightly downwards so it reads as a liquid surface, not a flat cap. Now select the inner and outer bottle and join them into one object with Ctrl J. But joining two objects doesn't automatically connect their geometry. Right now we technically have overlapping points, so in edit mode I will select all faces with A, then press M to merge by distance. This tells Blender to find any points sitting on top of each other and merge them into one. And you can notice 8 vertices got removed. To position the cap, I will move the 3D cursor to the top. For the cap, I'm using a cylinder. Delete the bottom face, add a supporting loop, and press Ctrl B to bevel the top edge. Add a subdivision surface modifier by pressing Ctrl 2 and right-click and shade smooth. And that's it for the bottle geometry. Now, one more thing before materials, turn on face orientation. If you see any red faces, that means the normals are flipped and Blender will not read the materials correctly. So select all faces with A, then press Shift N to recalculate normals. Now add a plane for the floor and duplicate it to use it as the background. Now before materials, I want to set up the scene. So position the camera and adjust the focal length. Go to render shading and switch the render engine to cycles. Now we will set up the lighting first, since the glass material depends entirely on it. I'm using area lights. The first one goes behind the bottle for a rim light. I will keep its size relatively small, and instead of placing it directly behind the bottle, I will change the angle slightly. You can add another area light with a different angle, and you can increase the power. I don't want the rim light affecting the floor. I wanted to affect just the bottle. So I will put the bottle in its own collection and select the light. Go to Object Properties, from Shading, add Light Linking, and drag in the bottles collection. I will do the same for the second light. I wanted to affect just the bottle. Now I will add another area light on the side, and we will fine-tune the power and spread of all lights once the materials are in, since they need to be adjusted together with the glass. Now to set up the materials, in the shader editor, with the bottle selected, add a new material. For the bottle itself, I will use a glass BSDF. Now for the liquid material, I will change the color, lower the roughness, set the index of refraction to around 1.3, and the transmission weight to 1. Now with this setup, the render looks too flat, so to get a more realistic result, I need two things working together. Volume absorption alone gives us color and depth, but on its own, the liquid's still looking too clean, like tinted glass, not an actual liquid. So I will use the volume scatter, which makes the light bounce around inside the liquid instead of just passing through it. And that scattering is what gives the liquid their sense of thickness and density. And I will connect both into the volume output through a mix shader, so they work together. Now plug the nose texture into the volume absorption and control it with a color ramp. And here's the trick. With volume absorption, the color you set isn't the color the liquid will look like. It's the color of light the liquid absorbs. So if I want a grayish blue liquid, I actually need to set the absorption color to something warm, like orange, because it's absorbing the orange wavelength and leaving the blue behind. And that's what gives it depth instead of looking like a flat painted color. I will increase the scale and detail of the noise texture. And adjust the volume's density. Now I will duplicate the noise texture to add some variation to the base color using two different noise scales. So I will change the scale and combine both textures into the base color with a mixed color node. And here's the difference between the flat liquid and the one with noise. If I zoom in, you can see the texture. Now for the cap, I will just change the color, make it a little metallic, and lower the roughness. Now before adjusting the lighting further, I will add a material to the background. Now in the render properties, in the color management, you can switch the view transform to filmic and adjust the contrast. Now for the label, I will duplicate these faces and separate them from the bottle. I will add a few loop cuts on the corners. Then add a solidify modifier and adjust the thickness. In the shader editor, I will add a new material. Add an image texture and select the label image. Now open the UV editor and select all faces in edit mode. Scale the UV so the label fits properly. One small issue you might run into, the solidify modifier can sometimes create tiny dark spots along the edges because it's generating extra geometry that catches shadow oddly. So adjusting the offset shifts where that extra geometry sits, which usually clears up.